Hi guys, B-Dub here, doing a quick little video on the Event Horizon Telescope Array and the first picture of a black hole. Um, right off the bat, I want to be clear, like, is this a picture or is this a photograph? Because some of the places I was reading, they said photograph, and some they said picture. And so this is one of the big sort of flat Earth themes. Is a picture is very different from, or an image is very different from a photograph. A photograph is like, there it is. We're capturing it. No tweaking of data, no compiling of data. Like you just take a picture, like a snapshot. There's pixels. There it is. You go to work. An image is you take a whole bunch of data and you do an artist interpretation of what it's going to look like. And that's what we have here. Is we have an image, and we don't have a real picture. We have again what seems to be a computer rendition of an artist rendition. Now, I say this because the lady that invented the algorithm that made the picture or compiled the picture, in other words, it took like a whole bunch of data, zeros and ones, and there was so much data. And you can go back to her TED talk and you can watch this. She said this about 2 years ago, that there's so much noise and so much static that her job is basically to take all these like fuzzy dots that don't mean anything and make sense of them. And the way that they do that is by taking a bunch of um, things, images that they think it might look like, and compiling them, basically compiling the static so that it looks like something. So think about it like a whole bunch of data goes into a black box from all these different telescopes all over the world. So you've got A telescope, B telescope, and together they make AB telescope, and there's more data. But at the end of the day, we can't end up seeing any farther into the universe. There's no way to accurately say that we are seeing something 450 million trillion miles away. I mean, just think about those numbers for a second. And again, they compare it to being in Paris and being able to read a newspaper in New York, right? So basically, what they're saying is that now we have a special set of binoculars that can see all the way to New York, and so we're able to read the newspaper now in New York. But that's not going to ever happen, no matter how much your ocular resolution changes, because there's always going to be dust particles in the air. There's always going to be different densities in the air that's going to cause the light to bend or refract. There's always going to be smog in the air. There's always going to be a bird flying in the way. There's going to be a cloud that and those factors, the possibility for those factors just increases the farther you get. So it's like, okay, maybe we can see from here to the moon. Maybe we can see from the moon to the next thing. But when you keep getting farther and farther and farther, there's going to be more and more things in between. I mean, let's just think about what we know for around here. They say that we've got satellites flying around, we've got space debris, we've got asteroids, and that's just what we know is around us, theoretically. So imagine that times a million or a couple 100,000, because there's 450 million trillion miles that they're going through to say, oh yeah, now we see this. Um, yeah, it's just a lot of hoo ha. This is getting a bit long winded. Um, so I looked into it. This isn't the first photograph of a black hole. This is essentially a computer rendition of an artist rendition of what it might look like. And the most amazing thing I'm going to leave you guys on is that you look at the pictures of what they had 2 years ago before they even started the project and what it might look like, and they're pretty much exactly the same as what they found, right? Okay, so here, um, I'm gonna look. So check it out. Check out the pictures before and check out the pictures after, um, because they are very similar and unbelievably similar. Here, I'm just going to pull them up real quick. I took a couple snapshots, and they're not going to want me to let them bring it up real easily here. Why? Why, oh why? They make everything so tough to. All right, I can't find them. It's out. I'm over later.